Governor, thanks so much for joining us. So what's your message? What are you hoping to send when you address the Democratic convention tomorrow night?
Well, Wolf, I'm not going to give away my speech. I want people to watch it.
Well, give us a little nugget.
Look, I can't give you too many nuggets. It's really not that long, but it's an opportunity to say to people that everything in life doesn't revolve around your political party, that it's okay to take off a partisan hat if you think it's for the good of the country. And, part of the reason I'm doing this, Wolf, is we all sit around and talk about how we like bipartisanship until we see it, and then we don't like it so much. And you remember that book about Abraham Lincoln, the famous book called The Team of Rivals, where he actually invited people in who didn't agree with him. Look, I happen to believe if you can get people with different points of view to sit around a table and to be respected in terms of what they say, you can learn something. And I also know in our country, nothing big ever gets accomplished when we're fighting. So, I really wanted to do this. When they asked me, it took me time to think about it, examine my conscience. I'm an American before I'm anything else, and that's what I want people to think about. Wolf, there's so much fighting going on. I thought it was waning a little bit, but now, families are continuing to fight. Friendships are being lost over this. This is crazy. So anyway, I hope you liked what I have to say.
We'll be watching, obviously. Well, of course we will. We'll have special coverage of all of this. Do you sense, Governor, there are a whole bunch of other Republicans out there who have the same conscience, as you call it, and do you actually foresee a significant number of Republicans voting for Biden in November?
Well, look, you're going to have a prominent congressman is going to come out and declare, let him do it. I think he's going to do it tomorrow. I happen to know that there's some former George W. Bush people who are organizing, and they're not going to vote for Trump, and I think they are going to vote for Biden. There is just deep concern that the party has ceased being a party of addition, a party to give everybody a chance to rise, that there's too much fighting, there's too much derision, there's too many tweets, and it doesn't lead us to a very good place, because the country, as you know, Wolf, is as divided as we've ever seen it. But what I see today is somewhat different in the past, and that is people talking through clenched teeth. And I don't even mean political activists. I mean just normal people. And it's funny, Wolf, had I come out and said I was an atheist, it would have had a lot less impact than when they found out I was speaking at the Democrat convention. This just doesn't make sense to me. It's not the way I was raised, not the way I grew up, and it's not the way politics has been for me.
I spoke with the former Chicago Mayor, Rahm Emanuel, in the last hour. He says there's a good chance Biden Republicans, as he calls them, may actually turn out to become lifelong Democrats. Do you think that's possible?
I don't think so. I like Rahm Emanuel. He's a very smart guy. But look, I'm staying as a Republican. I have no intention of becoming a Democrat, but I am a growth Republican. I am a Republican that believes that sometimes government may be it's not a never, sometimes it's a last resort and not a first resort. But as you know, Wolf, when I was the governor out here, we balanced budgets, we ran surpluses, but I also expanded Medicaid because I wanted people to have health care. I'm concerned about the environment. Wolf, here's what's happening. There's a whole generation now, a new generation. They are millennials and Gen Xers, and the baby boomers are trying to hang on, and they're not going to be able to hang on. We're going to see change. And the job of the baby boomers is to educate or make some points to the earlier generation about the things that we think what makes America work well. But for those that want to hang on to today or hang on to 40 years ago with Ronald Reagan, forget it. It's like putting your finger in a dike. It doesn't work. So I think the Republican Party is going to have to change, because if it doesn't change, I don't think it's going to exist, because we can't be a party of negative. There has to be a party of growth and opportunity for everybody.
Can we assume, Governor, that you will endorse Joe Biden for President of the United States?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be speaking. It goes hand in hand, of course. I wouldn't be there just to kind of say, well, I'm going to vote, I'm going to write in Wolf Blitzer, although that might get cheers. And maybe some jeers. I don't know.
Probably not. I'm curious, you're the son, correct me if I'm wrong, of a mailman. Is that right?
My father carried mail on his back for about 30 years. And I've had family that my brother had worked there for a while. My mother worked in a post office for a while. And this whole business of we want to damage the post office is, frankly, it's crazy. I mean, we are going to have mail-in balloting. We have absentee ballots. You can't try to damage that institution in order to kind of affect an election. I think it's ridiculous. I just hope this gets resolved soon.
Well, I mean, when you see what's going on with the U.S. Postal Service, I was just speaking to Senator Joe Manchin, it's hard to believe that this is happening in the United States of America, where they're cutting back in all these vital areas. So many people out there rely on the Postal Service to get their medicine, their Social Security checks, not just for voting, right?
Well, part of the reason why I am speaking at this convention is because there isn't anything that happens anymore that I see happening that surprises me. It goes on and on and on. I mean, a debate about whether somebody ought to wear a mask or not. I mean, can you believe how crazy that was? That it's a conspiracy to get somebody to wear a mask? I mean, the list goes on and on about, this person that's promoting conspiracy theories is going to be elected to the Congress, going to go work with Republicans, and the president says, well, she's going to be a real star. I mean, everything that's happening has been shocking to me, and that's what I try to tell my friends who are disappointed with me, because I just don't think this is working for our country, and we need a new direction.